This is Southern Cross News with Rachel Williams.
We're joined live now by our reporter Louise Hedger, who's on the Hobart waterfront tonight. Hello Louise, what's the latest on the yacht's positions?
Hi Rachel, well as we go to air tonight, Wild Oats 11 is setting a cracking pace, just passing Tasman Island with Comanche not far behind. There has been a cracking pace today as the leaders sped down Tasmania's east coast and pushing well ahead of the race record.
Have you got an update on exactly when we can expect to see the yachts?
Well, race officials are saying we can expect the first yacht to cross the finish line just after 8 o'clock tonight, so not very long now. But ultimately, that will be decided by the weather in Storm Bay and how the crews use this to their advantage. At the moment, the winds are light. There is a sense of anticipation at the waterfront tonight, with plenty of people around to watch what's set to be a record-breaking finish of the Sydney Hobart. Rachel will have another update in sport.
Wonderful. Thank you for that, Louise. It certainly is very exciting. Louise Hedger joining us there. Meanwhile, also down on the waterfront tonight, organisers and stall holders at the Taste of Tasmania are putting the finishing touches on this year's festival. The food and wine celebration kicks off tomorrow with plenty of changes promised, including a renewed focus on affordability.
Walking into Prince's Wharf 1, a revamped Taste is shaping up. Greenery and decorations in place as stall holders prepare for opening day.
Well, we like to think that we're well organised, but even with being well organised, there is so much to do, so much to get organised.
Yvonne Golder's family was involved in the first ever Taste and after a break is returning this year.
I think they're injecting very much a fresh energy. You can see it in the colours. So I'm very excited about the Taste of Tasmania this year and very pleased about coming back on board.
There's a lot of kind of balls in the air with getting so many, 76 stall holders in, but it's going really well, very smoothly, and I think everyone is looking forward to a new change and the new change that we've got this year.
Organisers are hoping to squeeze more life into the festival with themed areas including this giant piñata.
Well, we're hoping lots of kids come up and give it a big hug and a kiss and just stand there in awe. It's colourful, it's representative of the new look Taste.
After criticism about costs, smaller tastings are coming back. At least 47 lower price plates will be on offer.
We've gone back to tasting plates with that $4 to $6 range. There's something for everyone, and if you don't have any money, if things have been very tough, then come to the kids in the park or come for a walk through and just enjoy the ambience and the music. Sit on the lawns, it's all free.
The outdoor space has also been reviewed with stalls moving to the concrete, freeing up Salamanca lawns.
It keeps the stalls together, so it's easier for customers to walk up and down and assess them. Also, getting out from under the trees and off the grass means the grass stays in better condition and it gives the grass to the people so that they can sit down.
The finishing touches happening tonight before tomorrow morning's grand opening. Michael Breen, Southern Cross News.
Police are investigating the theft of 6 registered firearms and ammunition. Authorities say the items were stolen from a New Norfolk property. The firearms, ornamental swords, a compound bow and laptop were taken sometime between Saturday and Monday. Police say the firearms were stored appropriately and are urging anyone with information to contact Crime Stoppers. King Island residents are rallying behind a father and son who lost everything in a house fire last night. Emergency services were called to the blaze in Curry around 11:30. Police say the occupants were away at the time and it's believed the fire started in the kitchen. There were no suspicious circumstances and damage has been estimated at $200,000. Residents on the island are now donating clothes, toys and money to help the family. Meanwhile, an advice warning is currently in place for a bushfire burning near Strawn. The Tasmania Fire Service says there is no immediate threat, but residents in Letts Bay and Regatta Point are asked to keep up to date on local radio or the TFS website. Police officers are disappointed Tasmanians continue to drive while fatigued and say driver distraction has been one of the worst driver behaviours they've witnessed on our roads this week. Close to 16,000 random breath tests have been conducted since last Friday as part of the road blitz known as Operation Crossroads.
We've charged 39 people, so since yesterday we've charged another 4 people for drink driving and about another 7 people for driving with drugs in their system. We've detected a further 105 people speeding and another about 11 people for not wearing their seatbelts and using their mobile phones.
Police are warning motorists they will be out in force, targeting speeding, fatigue, drink driving, distraction and seatbelt offences. Operation Crossroads continues until next Tuesday. Additional volunteers will soon hit the streets of Launceston in a bid to improve nightlife safety among partygoers. The Salvation Army street team will supply revellers with lollipops, water and thongs on Friday and Saturday nights.
Our paramedics, our police, they benefit from the fact the street teams are out there. They can be the eyes on the ground as well for the police where there are issues developing, and they can be proactive in that space.
The state government will provide $110,000 for the trial program, which will also include setting up a coffee cart.
People can get a cup of coffee, settle down, wait for their taxis in some comfort without having to be in circumstances which might lead to disharmony.
The initiative already runs in Hobart. Preparations are well underway for this year's Falls Festival, with organisers expecting over 16,000 punters to bring in the new year at Marion Bay. Tasmania Police advising they will be ramping up their presence around the main stage, following reports of sexual assaults at last year's event.
In come the speakers and the PA system, 2 days out from what's expected to be a bumper Falls Festival.
And welcoming in a new year with friends and great food and of course bands and music.
All go for these volunteers, putting some finishing touches on the Marion Bay site before the 15th event gets underway.
It's a really beautiful environment and just all the setup, and you just feel like you're already at Falls.
Just 2 of the hundreds of volunteers donating their time to ensuring it all runs smoothly, lured in with the offer of a free ticket after their hard work is done.
Like, my ticket's so much more well earned, like, rather than just paying for it, if you know what I mean. It's like I was working here and like being a part of it, it's like the best part.
Festival goers can look forward to a range of new attractions, including Aboriginal dance workshops, a wine bar at the main stage and a tap and go payment system.
Bush tucker tours, we have wildlife walks, we have a zip line and climbing structures for people that are a little bit more adventurous.
For those joining in this year's Falls Festival festivities, you can expect a balmy 24 degrees on New Year's Eve.
So bringing in the new year will be Peking Duck, but we also have Flume, the Kooks, Liam Gallagher, tons and tons of stuff.
Last year's event marred by reports of sexual assault in the mosh pit. Tasmania Police advising they'll be ramping up the presence of uniformed and plainclothed officers around the main stage, as well as patrolling throughout the festival. Louise Hedger, Southern Cross News.
One lucky Tasmanian family has won a share in $4 million and plan to pay off their mortgage and spend next Christmas in Germany. The Devon Hills winner bought her ticket from the Kingsmeadows News and Lotto, making it the store's 20th Division 1 win.
The extra people that we get in all want to get on the good luck, obviously we're very lucky, because that's 3 in 13 months as well, so we're really tracking well with the super draws.
The winning ticket was worth $420,000. Now a look at business and finance with thanks to Tasplan, your local super fund. The share market has closed slightly higher on the first trading day after Christmas, led by franchisor Retail Food Group and gold miners. Energy producers also lifted as the oil price neared a more than 2-year high. The ASX 200 index has risen by 0.2 points. And a short time ago, the Australian dollar was trading at 77.49 US cents and 87.68 Japanese yen.
Returning to our top story tonight, a record pace has been set for the Sydney Hobart yacht race. It will be a Storm Bay showdown tonight between Line Honours leaders Comanche and Wild Oats 11. Our reporter Louise Hedger is near the finish line and joins us live. Louise, what's the update on the leaders' position?
Well, Tom, we have the latest tracking information and it's showing that Wild Oats 11 and Comanche are neck and neck after rounding Tasman Island just a short time ago. Comanche's speed has topped 30 knots at times, coming down the east coast and maintaining a lead of 10 nautical miles for most of the day. Wild Oats 11 has bridged that gap but does face a potential 5-minute penalty for a tacking incident in Sydney Harbour. Both are looking on track to beat the race record set by Perpetual Loyal last year. That's as long as they cross the finish line by 2:30 tomorrow morning. But at the moment, the conditions closer to Hobart are lighter than what we've seen on the east coast, with winds around 11 knots. Tom, it's looking like we'll see the finish line about 8 o'clock here tonight on the waterfront.
Very close call. Thank you very much, Louise. Louise Hedger joining us there. Meanwhile, Peter Cretan's yacht Tilt is narrowly trailing Fork in the Road on the first night of the Launceston to Hobart. The pair is currently approaching Waterhouse Island in the state's northeast. 24 yachts swayed in a slight breeze at Beauty Point this morning, all lying off the race's current title holder, Tilt.
This morning to the corner of Bass Strait will be fine for us, but overnight the wind comes in from the north and that'll be a bit more difficult for us.
After finishing runner-up 2 years in a row, Tilt took line honours last year with a time of 2 days, 18 hours and 53 minutes.
Upwind is by far the best for us, for our boat.
Her main rival, 5-time race champion Fork in the Road. But not everyone is playing to win.
60 to 70 hour race for us. The big ones will be 3 times as fast.
Pukana is the oldest and smallest entrant. Built in 1973, she's a mere 8.6 metres in length, sailing in the shadows of the major contenders as they lined up for the starter's gun. Crews set sail up the Tamar towards Low Head. Over 285 nautical miles, yachts will cross Bass Strait, then head down the state's east coast for the finish line in Hobart. The race began as expected. Tilt and Fork in the Road cleared their own paths at the front. While the breeze sent some yachts sharply on their side, only one entrant has retired. Crews are expecting northeasterly winds to pick up later tonight. The Hobart Hurricanes have returned to work after their Christmas break with an intra-club practice match at Launceston Arena. All-rounder Dan Christian says he was rusty in his BBL season opener against the Renegades.
I didn't feel like I was hitting the ball that well. I got to 20 odd and sort of got out at the end trying to get on with it. But yeah, hopefully that rhythm will continue to come back in the next week or so.
The Hurricanes are coming up against the Sydney Thunder at UTAS Stadium on Saturday night. It'll be the first time the Canes have played in Launceston. And Tasmania's Christmas carnivals continue, with La Trobe hosting today's edition. Our reporter Rita Risk is there and joins us now. Rita, do we have the winners of the gift finals?
Tom, they've just wrapped up. It's been a fantastic day here with hundreds watching the men's gift unfold. Jack Hale won the race after a year of disappointment. Here's how it all played out.
I feel really happy with it all. I mean, as I said, it's nice to come out in front of the home crowd and get a win. So, and to do it in a quick time that correlates to a quick time on an actual track. So, for me, I'm over the moon with the win.
The women's race featured some of the country's most impressive athletes. Here are the final moments.
I wasn't expecting that at all. I just wanted to make a final, so I can't believe that I won again, and only 2 years after I won last time.
We've had 70 events today so far, and the men's wheel is still to come. We'll have the full coverage tomorrow at 6.
Good evening. So England had the best of the cricket, did they? Well, you know, I didn't know. I was way too busy. The first 2 days after Christmas, very hectic for me, returning all those presents to the retailers and swapping them for something that you really want. But it was good weather for it, though. Hobart 30, 29 for Launceston, Burnie 23 and Devonport 24. The west coast was shimmering today. Strawn our high with 32, sharing the top with King Island. Ouse 31 degrees, Campania 30, Grove 29. Flinders Island 26, Friendly Beaches 25, all good numbers. St Helens 24 today and Wynyard 23, Low Head and Lyawini 21. And no rain for the past 34 hours, but I'm here to change all that. Things are coming because a cold front with its preceding band of cloud is approaching us from the west. That's ahead of a massive cloud which is over the Bight. The monsoon trough is active over the northwest of the country and a little coastal cloud over New South Wales pushed on by an onshore flow. Mostly low-level convective cloud over parts of the state today. Tomorrow, the front starts to move over Tasmania. A ridge of high pressure extends along the Queensland coast, the rest of the mainland affected by a broad trough. A cyclone is building off the Kimberley coast. Northwest to northeast winds at 15 to 25 knots, reaching 30 knots over the west, south and east early. A westerly change should develop, reaching 25 knots over the south, with swells there at 2 metres. Strong wind warning over the east from St Helens Point to South East Cape and from Low Rocky Point to Sandy Cape. Tomorrow, rain at times for Hobart, still warm, 29 degrees, 28 for Cygnet. Hot, partly cloudy for New Norfolk, 30 the top. Launceston, rain at times, 27 the maximum, 23 for Devonport. Hot day for Campbelltown, 30 with a bit of rain about. For Burnie, possible early rain, 23 the maximum. Morning rain 2 for Strawn and 24 for Smithton. For St Helens, morning rain, 28 degrees, 29 for Swansea, rain at times and 31 for Fingal. The UV at an extreme 12 right across the state. On Friday, showers over the east and north before developing over the west and south late. Showers over the west and far south on Saturday, extending to the northwest before clearing in the afternoon. And on Sunday, mostly fine until a shower develops late over the west. And the early look on New Year's Day, a few showers across most regions except the Longford area, so all good for the picnic race goers. Sunny and 29 in Perth tomorrow. A morning shower for Adelaide and Melbourne, partly cloudy for most other centres, apart from a light shower over Brisbane and a storm for Alice Springs. Cloudy conditions here, 26 in Hobart, 25 in Launceston, Devonport right now 21 degrees. Rach, back to you to tidy up.
That's all for your news for this Wednesday, the 27th of December. Thanks for joining us. Have a great evening. Good night.